What's up, guys? Here we are again. Here we are again. It is Wednesday, February 12th. So it's been 2 days since the last episode. Wow, I sound so nasally. I'll need to blow my nose. But I don't have the opportunity to right now. So today we just kind of focused on a little bit of core and strengthening and stability. I think I've been learning what this channel. I do this every video, right? But it's a part of the evolution, learning what this channel is for and what its service is. And it's I feel like what a lot of people. Come here, Ster. Come here. Hi, Sterling. Uh, what a lot of what a lot of people, I think, come to me and ask me about are the things that I've been able to teach myself. And I think I have been a person who has, through just the constraints of wanting to learn and not really having teachers around, that maybe it was me, part of my ego of not allowing to be taught. But I've always felt like I never really had somebody to teach me, directly. So I've always went to the internet to learn to do things. I taught myself how to edit, all these edits, everything, sound design, everything. I've taught myself how to do everything. That video, Scared and Afraid, you should really watch it. By the way, it just popped up there. You should go watch that. Did all of that by myself. I wrote everything. I did everything by myself. And I think in my past, I used to think about that with a little too much pride. I used to have way too much pride about doing everything alone and not needing anybody. And I think that really blocked me from my blessings, blocked me from the opportunities to learn from people and listen to their suggestions openly. And I think the Scholar Warrior talks about that a lot, as far as hearing things from others and being able to discern within yourself. You don't have to vocally reject or accept something from somebody. You can listen, you can kind of internalize it, digest it, think about it for yourself, and then you can apply it if you deem fit, and you're open. And I think something that has been a theme in my life, just really since I met Mai, in a lot of ways, is being open to seeing things in a different way. I think the cancer journey and everything really gave me the opportunity to have that humility, and see the blessings that are always around me. And I think when I met Mai, it was just a beautiful experience to be able to be with somebody. I was also in a point in my life where I was really open to trying food, and I think just seeing things in my life that I was closed off to, like food, or I don't know, I guess an example for you could be something like reading or anything. And it's you have to open yourself up to these opportunities. You have to open yourself up to the experiences that are able to brighten you, to lift you up. And so you can gain from the things that are trying to give to you, because the world is always giving. It's always giving you an opportunity, whether that be in your frustration. It's always an opportunity to see something in a way that it is contributing to you rather than it is taking from you. And I think that has been something that's been, very integral in my being lately and in my attitude with everything. And it's been helping me learn and get better and better and better and better. And that's all I really want to do, as the Scholar Warrior advises us to do, is to continue to cultivate ourselves, to continue to expand our capabilities, so that when tough situations arise, we're able to handle them, And I think that's really an ideal in my mind that I see as valuable. I think being strong individuals, and this is not to contribute to the individualistic kind of framework that is, kind of hyper in, American indoctrination, but it's being a strong individual is a part of being a strong community. A strong community is as strong as its individuals, and individuals are made by their attitudes, in the environments that they come up in. So, just be open to learning. And part of this practice, I don't know where I'm at in this video because I'm not looking at me, but bruh, he might be doing a handstand right now. The handstand thing and the bridge thing, I was watching a video talking about putting your heart above your head, and how that allows your blood to really cleanse itself. And obviously, as you guys know, I had blood cancer, and so anything that I can do to improve the health of my blood, whether that be cold showers or whether that be my heart above my head or whatever kind of thing that will increase circulation, reduce those blockages, and whether that contributes to, you know, white blood cells becoming cancer cells, who knows? But I know that it's beneficial, so I'm going to continue to practice it. And yeah, that's about it. Getting this core strong and all of that, I think is very important. When I was doing the kickboxing thing, I just noticed like, I'm just so tight in my hips, and raising my knee and then extending my leg is just like a challenge. And I want to be flexible. I want to be able to jump and run. And there was this guy, I'll talk about him in another video, but basically he was able to he kind of invented parkour, but he wasn't like a parkour guy, it was like he was just an athlete. So that's a part of the experience. And yeah, that's kind of really it that I wanted to talk about today. We're going to read The Scholar Warrior, probably like 6-7 minutes. And let me see if there's anything else on this list that I want to talk about. Yeah, just right here, I've read it, committed to making the foundation strong. So building that foundation, I think we did a lot of that for a while now, getting this foundation strong. But we're going to continue to do that. And if you see this beanie, this is like, I'm probably not going to release these publicly, but, if you guys like these beanies, message me. They are for sale. But, all right. I'll see you guys over there. Bye. The central concept of the Scholar Warrior is that of providing a functioning path through society while still keeping a passage open to the Tao. Today that means Scholar Warriors must confront the issues of technology. In the past, people lived closer to nature. The culture was agrarian, and it could not help but be affected by the rhythms of planting and harvest, the cycles of the seasons, and the overwhelming quality of natural disasters. Since the industrial technological revolutions, however, people have lived more distant from the pulse of nature and have created a world centered on human society rather than on the natural environment. Nowhere is this more apparent than in our civilization's deep involvement with technology. This sheer intimacy of electronic communication through video, film, telephone, fax, computer linkages, and other instantaneous media yet to come has changed the way society operates. Information is now accessible to any person in unprecedented amounts. Knowledge may be accumulated, processed, stored, and rearranged with the help of sophisticated personal computers. School children are learning to use electronic media at an increasingly early age. There is no way to function effectively in society without knowing and using these forms of technology. The probable Taoist response would be to pronounce it all trivial, the overwhelming madness of self-centered human beings, they would declare, and rightly so, that all of this is a violation of nature, and that this staggering magnification of the worst aspects of the human mind will only lead to more disaster and a further alienation from the Tao. They would point out that this continual emphasis on information will only distance us from our innermost voice, drowned, as it were, in innumerable digital impulses. The individual will become lazy, unable to function independently of machines, and this mania will lead to physical deterioration as well. Continual exposure to electrical fields disperses the G. Staring at a video display depletes the eyes, and reliance on stored memory makes the mind lazy. I remember a young lady who came to my master after having visited his home temple. She showed him pictures of different monks. He recognized them, including one who, she said, had an ambition to computerize the Taoist canon. My master simply shook his head. The books were meant to be read, he said. The calligraphy was written by the enlightened saints themselves. The strength of their chi was so strong that even the particles of ink lined up in the strokes as if it were the magnetic fillings responding to a mighty current. Only by being there, reading the actual handwritten manuscripts, could a student even begin to comprehend the hints from the ancient sages. It was not the words so much as the experience that mattered. By computerizing it all, one was admitting a powerful poison into the Tao and missing the actual values of the writings. There is no reversing the use of technology. It is here to stay. Perhaps there's no logical way for it to fit in with the natural order of things. Perhaps the masters are right, and there will be no resolution until humanity destroys itself and the earth is left to lie fallow for thousands of years. But that is not really helpful for us now. We are living in a technological society, and we must use it. One of the initial approaches we can take is to ensure that whatever technology we use will not endanger our health. Excessive amounts of electricity will disperse the body's chi, so one should undoubtedly limit one's exposure and take steps to prevent or mitigate the damage caused by staring into a video display monitor. For a meditator, even the amount of electricity flowing into a house can be disruptive. We have to use electricity in computers and electronic communication devices, but we should limit our exposure and make sure that there are times we can get away from them. Actually, all these machines are really quite neutral. They cannot function without a human being to program them. If you have religious or spiritual or creative values, you will inevitably apply them to your machines. They are only an extension of yourself. No matter how sophisticated your communications technology, the question still remains whether you have anything significant to record or to say. It is we who assign significance to information. We have to process that information for our own purposes. If your technology functions as an extension of your mind, then what could really be wrong? But value and understanding will never be replaced by any machinery that we make, and we must strive to develop and maintain those faculties within us. Though the speed and pervasiveness of technology challenge us to keep our equilibrium, we must do so. This signals the dominance of spirit over the mechanical. The highest sect of Taoism deals with sorcery. In many ways, this was the technology of another time. Technology is our sorcery today. There are good sorcerers and bad ones, just as today there are creative uses of technology and evil uses. Our basic human struggles have not actually changed, only the venue. It is important to use technology solely as a tool. It is like a warrior's weapon. The warrior is not in the weapon. Weapons are merely tools. If they lose them, their skill does not abandon them, and they do not care about the tool lost. They fight on. They keep their wits about them. In the same way, technology is merely something that we use. When we are without it, it should not affect the nature and the goals of our spiritual inquiry. When we sit to meditate, we don't need the computer, and there is nothing wrong with that. We don't need hammers, plows, threshing machines, bridles, candles, scriptures, and all other products of civilization either. But that doesn't mean that there aren't proper and even Taoist uses for these things. A Taoist is not afraid of being a craftsperson and would look upon technology as a type of craft. If kept in that context, there is little harm in technology. Use it, but remain detached from it. Someday, you will have to leave it behind.